you're doing, it's actually easier to do the technique with your head off the table because you have more control over things. So go ahead and lift your head up because I can just put this down. So have them with a pillow on there, and then you want the head tilted down just a bit. Okay, you okay there? Okay. And so you're going to kind of do like a football grip on the chin. So come towards me just a little bit with your body there, so not to reach so far. Good. So I'm going to come around and kind of cradle his head in 2 fingers under the chin, so kind of like a chin strap here. Don't choke him with your other fingers. All right, it's just the 2 fingers on the chin. These are just kind of freely hanging here, and you've got the head kind of pinned up against your bicep and anterior shoulder here. So you got nice, good control of the head, right? So that's how you're going to have the grip here. This is going to help control the rotations, right? The other hand, you're going to use your second MCP. I'm just going to stop for a second here. So the mastoid process is right here. You're trying to hook right up in this little, there's a groove kind of inferior and just slightly posterior to the mastoid process. That's where you're trying to hook your second MCP, because that's really where the thrust is coming through, right? And so you can't see on the film from this side. What I'm going to start out with is taking my second MCP. The guy's head kind of turned away from me. Get nice and in that groove there. You feel that groove? Feel how it's up in there? So that's where I'm starting out. This is my thrust hand. This is an important positioning. I'm going to start there, and my forearm is going to be here because this is the direction of the thrust, right? I'm going superior with it. So I'm sitting in this position. So everything's good here, right? I'm going to come in, cradle the head, nice chin grip there. I'm going to side bend him towards me, rotate away. Right, so there's an uncoupled motion in the cervical spine, and extend a little bit. Right? And so now what I essentially have, and I can play with the side bending even more with my body until the point where I feel like, okay, you feel the cervical spine is kind of locked out there. Right? So you don't want to feel, when you get into that position, you want to feel, like do it on yourself. If you side bend and rotate away, kind of feel we're like, okay, now there's like a solid block there. That's what you want to feel. Right? You're trying to lock out the cervical spine. So I'm going to side bend, rotate away until I get that nice little block there. A little bit of extension in the OA. See how my body is geared? My foot is pointing away. I'm in alignment with my body here because my thrust is coming through my body, not pushing with my arm. I'm going to lean really fast with my body. So I'm here, everything is going in this direction. I'm locked out. Take all the slack up there. Okay, you good there? Mm-hmm. All right, and then it's just a quick thrust with the body there. You can sit in that position for a while. Here, locked out, down.
Nice.
Your force just superior through the second MCP?
Yeah, it's right there, and it's the body driving up through there. I'm not doing a lot of pull with the fingers on the chin. I mean, they're coming with me because my body's going there, but the main force is going through the MCP. Right?
So does the rotation lock out everything below?
Yeah, we have that. Oh no, that's squishy spine. So yeah,
That's the point.
yeah, you're locking out everything below. So remember when we talked about when you're doing thrust, what you're trying to do is you're taking a spine that has multiple articulations. The more articulations that you have between where you're applying the force, the more force you're going to lose, right? Because at every point where there's an articulation is a point where force can go in other directions. So when you lock the spine by doing the side bending and counter rotation, you're essentially creating the cervical spine into one long bone. And the head is already one bone, right? So you don't have to do anything with that. You're giving just a little bit of slack in by extending the OA. And so now the OA is a point of, that's the only place that's not locked out. That's the only place that's not a long bone. And so you do the distraction to take up the slack, and then do the thrust from there. Make sense? And then if you're doing it without the head of the table, it's all the same. Lay down there for a second. Everything's the same. You can just add in a little bit. Does it go up anymore? Oh, okay, sorry. Everything's the same. You just can add a little bit more extension into it. So I kind of got my hand in here into place. Get that nice. Still got the cradle. I'm gonna side bend. Counter rotate here. Bring him into a little bit of extension. So now he's in position. And then thrust from there. All right.
What's that, so like,